Ready?
Yeah.
All right, guys, we are here with Isaac Ray from ATG, Kneesovertoesguy. I just want him to share a little bit of his story, how he got into this stuff. He was the first person to introduce me before he ever worked there. He hit me up when I was dealing with some of my knee issues. He said, yo, you got to check this guy out. His stuff is weird, but it works. I'm here to attest that it does work, and Isaac's been doing it probably, 2.5 years now?
Yeah, started in 2018.
Yeah, so just a little bit of your story, just like let the people know how you got into it. Isaac was a college athlete too, so he played at McDaniel, a D3 school, 4-year player there. No injuries?
No, significant injuries, no.
Yeah, so he'll let you know a little bit of his story and then how he got into all this stuff, and yeah.
Yeah, so basically, I was always that guy who never, I wasn't athletically gifted, so I knew I had to go to the weight room if I was going to change my body. So I started lifting at 15. Most of that time was football. I was lifting with a football team because I was playing football at the time.
Yeah, Isaac used to be yoked.
I still am.
Yeah, a little bit,
88 kg, man. But so yeah, I knew I had to get in the weight room if I was going to change my athleticism. So I started lifting at 15. So I lifted the traditional way, bench, squat, deadlift, all the traditional things you see in a regular high school, college, football, basketball, weightlifting.
Powerlifting type stuff usually?
Yeah, definitely with a powerlifting focus. I never really stuck to one exercise though, but I definitely got stronger over the years. Coming into my first year of college, I was the strongest guy, one of the strongest guys on the team, probably third strongest. And for freshmen, that's not normal. Most of the freshmen coming through college, they come in, they're very weak.
Yeah.
They've never lifted in their lives. So I had a huge weightlifting background. I tried every program under the sun.
Yeah.
Tried
and
everything.
Weren't you a kines major too?
Yeah, I was a
So,
kinesiology major.
Had that background with it.
Yeah, so I went through my whole college career lifting the same way under a strength coach. He's just your traditional strength coach. I like him, good guy. But I never really saw any significant changes, you know what I mean? I got stronger, I got maybe a little bit quicker here and there over the years, but I exhausted everything. I'm that guy who I'm all in for everything, just trying. I'm gonna put everything, and you have to. If you're gonna try a program, you have to go all in it. You can't be doing 5 different programs at once.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So I found Ben Patrick, Kneesovertoesguy, 2018. He had 5,000 followers. Now he has 350,000, something like that, close to that.
Yeah.
But as soon as I saw his stuff, I was okay, this guy's making these claims, I'll just try another program. I thought it was just gonna be a PDF, how everything else is. Crazy thing is, the next day he's yo, when can you call? He straight up called me, to talk about training and stuff.
Like that. Yeah.
So I was okay, this is different. Then I started reading. So he would make articles every day, just writing about, this dude has so much knowledge. He studied 10,000s of hours on studying different strength coaches from the past, all this history. This dude's one of the smartest guys I know. So I would read every article he put out and just eat that up. So when I was reading it, that's when I first made the connections of wow, this is different. This makes total sense. And I have not been lifting like this my entire life. So as soon as I knew that, I was yo, this is different. I'm gonna go all in this, and I already know it's gonna work because just based off my knowledge of lifting, I had 8 years of lifting experience, all year round, trying different things, trying plyometrics, all these different avenues. I tried all of them.
Well, that's the thing I think with ATG that's cool is that all the stuff that they say makes sense. Especially if you have a lifting background, you're oh, that would make sense. But there's not a lot of people talk about it. It's just not a path that's been people go down yet. But everything makes sense. So it's not it's these crazy concepts. It's more of oh, it's just really simple to be really healthy and have bulletproof knees and to be a good athlete. It's just you have to find these metrics pretty much.
Yeah, so basically everything that's in the system is what elite athletes exemplify.
Yeah.
So we
success leaves
traces
is big.
Yeah, that's the point. We look at the top athletes, what did they do in training? What were they able to do? And then we take all these pieces from all these different avenues, different sports, different track and field events of these success stories, And we say, okay, how are we going to get to that route? And then we make a scalable route that anybody can get to. Now, that doesn't mean it's quick, an 8-week program. A lot of this stuff takes 1, 2, 3 years to get to. But a lot of people don't want to hear that. They want to hear how do I get 10 inches on my vertical in 8 weeks, man? It just doesn't work that way. If you're changing the structure of your body, tendons, connective tissue, all that takes a lot more time to build, and you have to be much more precise with that. It's easy and patience. It's easy you can put on muscle in 12 weeks, but tendons and all that takes much more time to actually structurally change your body. Because if you're not genetically gifted and you're just making your neurological system better by working out muscles and different movements, sure, that's great. That has a cap. Like, you're only going to get so good. You have to find a way to change the structure of your body. And that's kind of where this training goes to, is like, how am I going to get thicker tendons? Because it's all in the tendons, man. Like, once your muscles go, it's your tendons now that have to work. That's why you'll see like these guys that, like, they look good in the first couple of games, like they're dunking in warm-ups, they're going bang bang, sure, but by the end of the game they can't jump anymore, or they can't dunk in games because they don't have that tendon strength. Michael Jordan was dunking just as hard as he was at the end of the game as he was at the beginning, because his tendons were just that good. And it's not necessarily because of his training, just like he wanted it more than everybody else. There's different avenues to different to like the end goal, but you have to change that structure of the tendon somehow. And that's what this program gets into. It gets into those longer ranges, those end ranges, those top ranges that people say are not safe to get to. But I don't believe there's any bad movement for the body. There's just movement that your body's not ready or protected to get into. So that's where really, this style of training takes the limits off. Like, people put a limit. Oh, your genetics only can get that far. I don't agree.
And I think that's another cool point. Like I said earlier in the car, like at 19, a doctor told me, like, you should stop playing sports. What I love about this is it gives you that confidence. And you see, like, Ben is a perfect example himself. Like, he had a lot of surgeries, and the stuff that he's able to do, and now the stuff that I'm even seeing myself slowly being able to do, is really awesome. So that's probably my favorite part about this, is it really makes you as an individual feel limitless, because you're like, if I just put in the time and put in the work, like, you really are capable of it. So we're gonna get into this. I'm gonna have Isaac demonstrate the exercises, talk to you guys, and then I'll go through it so you can kind of see what it looked like. We'll put the sets and reps up on the screen, and let's get into it.
All right, so you cut it. All right, so this is just optional. Like, if you have a treadmill in your gym, at home, I got this one for $50 off Facebook Marketplace. If you go on Facebook Marketplace right now, I guarantee you'll find someone for $50 or cheaper. Sometimes people just put it on for free because they just want to get rid of it. This one was $50. I got it. And what you're gonna do, you're gonna try to make. You don't even have to turn the treadmill on. You're moving it with your own feet. So this is the first level in our program, because so many people can get into this pain-free, and a lot of people just they can't get a workout because they're in that much pain. This eliminates the patellar tendon. So you're only working this whole front of the body concentrically. Eccentric is where your tendons actually have to work. Concentrically, we're taking the roll of the tendons out. You're just getting a pump. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna go as hard as you can, pain-free, never working through the pain, and just push through those toes. It's also an underrated foot exercise. The more you lift your heel, the more you're pushing through your foot. The less you're pushing through your foot, the easier it is. But you can get really strong feet just from this movement. And as you can see, every time you step back, your knee's going over your toe. So you're actually beginning those steps of getting that knee over the toe. And what you're doing is just going 2 straight minutes, as fast as you can go, pain-free. You're trying to get a burn of the most burn you've ever had in your life.
2 minutes on the screen. Can I lean against this?
Yeah, you can. Just it won't fall.
Alright.
Yeah. So Jason, he's trying to get that push through the toe, get that strengthening through the foot, and he's just trying to go as hard as possibly he can for 2 straight minutes. He's trying to get a pain-free muscular burn in those quads. Specifically, it's waking up that VMO, the fastest medialis oblique, right inside that knee. That muscle is so important.
Do you push more through like your big toe or like?
So
is there
yeah,
a certain part?
I personally, I just try to push through the ball on my foot. Doesn't really matter. You can play around with it. You can play around with where your feet are. You can even try to point them out to like engage the quads even more. It all depends. You just play around with it. We recommend going like this. This is something that I don't do anymore, personally, because I don't have to. I've put in hundreds of miles going backwards.
Yeah.
It's to the point where I don't feel a burn anymore. So there's really no point. I'm not getting any muscular adaptation. All right, you'll go like, this is elephant walk. We're gonna begin to work that lengthening of the hamstring. So what you're gonna do, you can find like pillows. You could use here, like you could use anything that is at a good level. What you're gonna do is, you're gonna, one leg at a time, flex that quad, lengthen that hamstring, full lockout. It's okay if you can't go all the way yet, but one at a time, keep that other leg forward, one at a time, flexing that back. If that's easy, go down lower. One at a time. Keep going lower if it's easy. Does that level feel good for you, you think?
Yeah, so it's
one at a time.
Do I keep my feet like together?
Yeah. That's good.
Like
yep,
that?
Perfect. How's that feel?
That's good when I go down.
Well, it's that right leg that we need to...
That's true.
How's that feel?
Not bad.
Yeah, make sure, you can make this harder. Make sure you're flexing that quad while you're stretching that leg back. Good. Perfect. Jason's regressing down. He's even increasing that stretch by lifting his toes, activating those quads, activating those hamstrings as much as possible. He's thinking to squeeze his quads as he's going back. You're pretty good. Can't get those toes up as much, but that's fine. See if you can get both legs back at the same time.
Like,
yeah. Like that would be a standing pike. If you're able to activate, yep. Yeah, that's really good actually. That's really good.
I can feel it.
Next, we're gonna do L-sit. Now, a lot of people can't do this from the floor. This is the L-sit from the floor. Being able to hold that for as long as you can do. Now, a lot of people can't do that. They don't have the hip flexor strength. So, you don't need any equipment. All you do is just one leg at a time. Raise it. The more you lean over, the harder it is. So me right here, that's really hard. So you could just go back here, one at a time, really trying to activate that entire leg, holding at the top.
So, what are we doing for time on these?
So Jason's gonna do the regressed version. He's gonna do 5-second holds at the top, as much as he can do. So that would be 6 reps each side. So he's getting a total of 30 seconds on each leg. So 60 seconds total. Yep.
And when I pull up, am I pulling my toes up,
it
or
doesn't
do I go
really
straight
matter.
out?
You could play around with both.
Okay.
You could do both. It doesn't matter. You're really trying to focus on that hip flexor. That hip flexor strength. Yep, perfect. Yep, you should be feeling a burn. Yeah, sometimes things pop. That's normal. As long as you're not feeling pain, you're good. Yeah, and Jay, you could mess
There's a
it.
spider. I'll throw that.
That would be good for the vlog. Yeah, so you can mess around with dorsiflexing, plantar flexion, just ankle flexion or ankle extension, either one. Ankle flexion's gonna work more on that hamstring and behind the knee. Ankle extension will be more like just working that hip flexor. You probably even feel a stretch in your hamstring there.
Yeah.
Yep. Why not get some more hamstring workout, you know? How many more reps?
2 more each. One.
All right, so this is gonna be a stretch on your quad, and eventually it's gonna get into your hip flexor too. But basically, what you're gonna do is you're gonna control your own weight down, hold at the bottom, up, hold on the way down. And even if you're just right here, that's okay. A lot of people have a lot of tightness in their ankle. That's fine. Just regress it to the point where that ankle is not feeling as much stretch. So you could just go right here. Over time, that ankle will open up. And even doing those tibialises will help that open up too. But simply, you could regress this too. You could have something on the side here and just hold using negative weight actually. And especially for someone like Jason who's had surgeries and has injuries, like this is gonna be very beneficial for him to use assistance.
Back there.
Just go as much as you can. So we're gonna do we'll do like 15 reps, but really like controlled reps where you're like spending time in that deep knee bend.
I think that's about it right there.
Yeah, does that hurt?
Just pressure.
Pressure, yeah. So we don't want to work through discomfort or pain. Like even if you don't have pain, but you're feeling discomfort, you only go to the point.
So then just raise from there.
Yeah, where you'll start to feel opened up more and more as you keep getting deeper into it. But this is a game changer for people. Everyone should be able to sit on their feet like this. You were born like that. When you were born as a baby, you were able to do that.
Should I just drop my butt or should I take my weight back with it?
So yeah, so taking your weight back with it will help you get deeper into the stretch. Like,
Because if you lean forward,
leaning forward would take weight off. So as you want to get deeper and deeper, as you're feeling better, you can use that weight and start to lean back a little bit. Yep, perfect. Feeling a stretch on your quads too? Yep. Beautiful. Definitely getting deeper.
I can feel it opening up. It's cracking. You said 15?
Yeah. Next movement, we're gonna try to stretch out that outer glute, your piriformis muscle. The way we're gonna do that is a 90-90 pigeon stretch. So put that back leg in a 90, put this leg in a 90 degrees, A lot of people will just feel a stretch right here. What we're trying to do is hit that. I'll go this way. What we're trying to do is try to hit that outer glute. So the end goal is to be able to get your chest down here and actually touch your opposite ankle with your head. But even if you just feel a stretch here, that's cool. Right here, just try to work a little bit deeper. We're gonna stay in this stretch for a minute each side and just alternate. Total of 2 minutes. Right here, just hold it. Oh my gosh. You're already feeling the stretch on the hip?
In here, yeah.
Oh, your hip flexor too? Yeah. Yeah, you'll feel it on the other leg too. But we're really trying to work our chest deeper. And we're trying to hold this stretch. You can move up and down if you want, but try to keep that outer glute, that outer left glute activated. Oh, I just geeked out. Yeah, definitely never want to force anything, but as long as you're not feeling pain, just stretching.
And breathing the whole time?
Breathe. Breathing is very key. You don't want to force yourself into a range. You want your body to accept what you're doing. So you're at a minute, Jay. You can switch. Sometimes it's hard getting out of stretches.
Yeah, I know.
You'll find if you bring that heel closer to your body, it will actually make it easier too. Yeah, you feel the difference.
I also have to remember to like lengthen my spine and then go down, because otherwise I'll just decompress into it.
Yeah.
And it makes a lot better stretch that way.
Yeah, so keeping your back like in extension rather than flexion, like keeping that lower back tighter is going to increase it. So when Jason's thinking about this, he's trying to actually like extend his lumbar spine instead of flexing it and letting your back round. Keeping that flexed will even increase that stretch on that glute even more. So he's going to feel it even more in that outer glute hip. Jay, we had to put Jay on the torture chamber. This is optional. Like, obviously, if you have the equipment, it's awesome. This is not easy, folks, even at this level. Trust me. This exercise, though, is awesome for hitting behind the knee. And he's just working the eccentric. He's trying to control that way down the best he can. He's letting himself hit, and you can push up. He's dead. It's only rep 10.
Oh, man.
You didn't touch a weight yet, bro. Come on. What are you doing? You're soft? You didn't touch a weight. Oh, yeah.
No ego. No ego.
No ego in the trenches. Not in this trench, Jim. Your hamstrings are toast. Bro, drive safely on the way home. I don't know if you'll be able to hit that brake pedal.
No extension to hit the brake. All right, guys, we just finished up our knees over toes guy session with Isaac. My body's feeling great. I'm super excited for this series. I think it's not only going to be super informative for you guys, because we're giving you guys legit just full workouts that you can do to help your balance and also just prolong your longevity. But it's also going to be super beneficial for me because I'm going through all this stuff myself, and I'm already seeing the results from it. My knee feels super loose, super pliable. So yeah, super excited for this. You guys make sure you like, comment, let us know if there's any programs you want us to check out or training styles. We'd be happy to look into it. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.